Hello there and welcome to Forza Horizon 5. Yeah, been jumping into this periodically, thought I'd do a little bit of something different. And it's the start of the new season, so a new series. There's 4 seasons within each series, they alternate between the two, so we've got wet season, storm season, dry season, hot season. If you're not familiar with Forza Horizon 5, it's basically set in a simulacrum of Mexico, which is a fun idea. The idea is you have this Horizon Festival that sets up and has lots of fun with cars, essentially. So yeah, just thought I'd just jump in and see what we've got available. So I'm just seeing what sort of challenges are up here. We've got a bunch of different races, a bunch of different PR stunts. The PR stunts are kind of fun. So let's just take a look at some of these. So a danger sign stunt here is where you just take a car and launch it long distance, which is a good amount of fun. So our challenge is to do it in a 600 rating Volvo, and we have to somehow launch that 125 meters. That could be interesting. First we'll see whether or not we've got any suitable cars. So Volvo, what do we got? We've got a B rating. Need to have a C rating, so that means we need to have something worse than that. Which isn't that difficult when you're talking about Volvos generally. So 97 850R, it's available from wheelspins or auto shows. Wheelspins are kind of like the loot boxes of the game in many respects. You get just a random chance. They get one every level that you go up in the game. You get another wheelspin, so you get lots of opportunities, but you usually end up with like 5,000 bucks, and it's not worth much. Sometimes you get cars. So, station wagon or sedan, basically, is our options. That's a front-wheel drive station wagon. Let's go with the rear-wheel drive sedan that we can possibly turn into a bit of a rally vehicle. We'll go for a lovely brown. How's that? Good fun. And now we've got to figure out how we can launch it 128 meters. So what we can do is just try immediately and see what difference it makes. We may as well just do that. Or we can just jump into some of the upgrades. Upgrades and tuning. I always just do custom. You can get some presets. First thing first, see what engines are available so we can get like a 3.2 litre inline 6. We can go turbo rally, but that bumps it out of the power range. So that will give it a decent boost. It's not actually too bad at the moment, to be perfectly honest. It could certainly be worse. We can get a bit of extra downforce. That's the opposite of what we want. We want it to fly. Tires is the other thing that gives you the biggest boost a lot of the time, just in terms of handling. And honestly, at the C rating, handling is your best friend, really. Like, yeah, speed is all well and good, performance, but you've got to be able to brake for corners and put the power on the road. So street tires we can get away with, sport we cannot. Interesting. Are the numbers high enough to make it worthwhile? Maybe, maybe not. But it's always worth a look. The other thing is the transmission. Sometimes you go for like a race transmission and you can add on some extra gears, but then it makes our launch really terrible. But it makes the shift time way lower, which is quite good. And also, like, in terms of launch, that's just your initial power off the line. It doesn't matter that much, quite frankly. I mean, it does, but not as much over a whole race. Like, that matters more for just drag racing more than anything. But if we can get the shift time down and we can kit it out with a diff that has two-way adjustment, give it some different suspension. Now the race is good generally, it drops it down, obviously helps with handling and everything. A lot of the time I just go for off-road instead, because you get a lot of the same sort of benefits, but it's more versatile. Especially in older vehicles. An older car like this, we're likely to be wanting to take some rally, so we're just getting some stiffening upgrades. Helps it stay kind of rigid for acceleration. Chassis reinforcement helps it in the corners and stuff as well. And then you can turn around and do like a weight reduction. Look, shows like getting rid of the spare wheel and extra tools, and I don't know what the thing on the left is, but getting rid of some random stuff. You can do the full-on like replacement of the chassis, which is just a bit absurd on a car like this, but let's just trim out a little bit of weight. Makes it a bit extra on the acceleration. And then when it comes to the engine upgrades, you can do everything from like the flywheel and the turbo and all sorts. I usually just go straight for the exhaust system. Do like better exhaust and better intake, and often that gives you just a good amount of base power extra. You can also do some stuff like the valves as well, so you can see it shows like plus 8 kilowatts in power, and it gives you a little kind of comparison down the bottom in terms of numbers. Now interestingly, even though it just is, you know, plus 8 kilowatts in power, it shows the launch going from 4 back up to 4.4, so clearly it's doing something different. it's helping with the bottom end power, not just maximum power, I think. So that kind of counteracts the change that we made with the gearbox. And we're at 599, which is just underneath what it has to be. We have to get it under 600 still. And then we can apply a little bit of tuning if we so wish. Don't really care too much, but as you can see by the graph on the right, it shows the final gear stretching up to like 262, but our top speed is shown as 237. The aerodynamics of the car just do not allow us to go faster. So if we crank this up, we should be able to improve our acceleration. Yeah, 5.673 and 14.1. We'll get to a certain point where it can't improve, or yeah, as we have now it actually gets worse because now it's doing an extra gear change, and you want to avoid that. So you just got to hit the kind of sweet spot between, and then you can increase the first gear ratio specifically, just to help it kind of eke out a little bit more in there. Do a bit with the cams and everything. We didn't add in aerodynamics, so we can't kind of change that, but that's fine. I think we're good to go. We can change the ride height as well. We gave it rally suspension, but we could then change the ride height, but I think we'll just go with that. The gear ratio is honestly the main thing that I go for, because a lot of races you are not doing top speed. You are generally wanting to accelerate out of corners a lot more. And we're just wanting to fling this thing 128 meters, so... usually prefer to have the in-car camera. Sometimes I'll go bonnet though, because the light conditions are really weird when you're looking through the windscreen. So, we're wanting to go here. We're not going to drive the whole way there. We have discovered all of the fast travel boards. There's like billboards around that you smash them and they decrease the cost to fast travel. So that's funny. And you also buy player houses. You've got up to 7 houses. And some of them have special upgrades, and one of them is that you can fast travel anywhere instead of to those specific fast travel board locations. So those are the kind of things to prioritize a lot of the time. And let's go outside for this, because otherwise it's a bit nauseating. Whee! Peter, I can fly. There we go, 140 meters. It should say, seasonal objective complete. There we go. And then we've just wasted like 50,000 credits on that, because that's literally the only thing we need this car for, I'm really sure. But hey, actually this shows it as well. Speed Trap Sendero, it shows a Volvo. It shows the exact car of the exact color that we have, looks like it. So that's handy. Also restriction Volvo, excellent. So we've got to do a speed trap, and that's a dirt road. What did we set it up for? We set it up for some off-road with the rally springs and everything. So that's kind of perfect. So we're just jumping around on the map. We should actually just look at what else is around first. So we've got this event here, so that's 800 super saloons. We'll worry about that some other time. We've got a speed zone, okay. 128.7, so we can just drive there and do that one first. We'll just get the Volvo stuff out of the way. And then S1900. So the theme of the series is European cars. The last one was like a Chinese New Year sort of thing, so we had a big focus on Chinese manufactured cars. This time around it's European. And yeah, a lot of A800s, which is kind of the butter zone. It's not too fast, but not too slow. Unlike a, you know, a C Volvo. And what's this one up here? B Lancia. Okay, interesting. And you get a Lancia Fulvia from doing so. Interesting. So we're halfway through the season. You can see it says 4 days and 4 hours. You have 7 days to do it. I'm getting started a little bit late. And I always accidentally press B twice. And it engages the rewind. Rewind is really handy. It's basically a get out of jail free sort of system. As you can tell, there are no consequences to driving off-road. In fact, it's actively encouraged a lot of the time. You get points for wreckage. It's quite absurd. You get what's ironically called skill points. And most of the time you get them for things that require very little skill, like smashing things. I don't mind. Right, let's get back in the car. So we've got to drive through the speed zone and maintain a certain average speed. Our goal is to average 125, I think it was, k's an hour through the whole zone. So it gives us our little ticker down the bottom. We can kind of cut the corners a little bit, but if you go too far off the road, it will fail you. We might be able to just do it without cheesing it. Looks like we're good. You can cheese it by getting like a giant run-up through the starting gate. There we go.
Our socials are flooded, and I think Jay's about to have a heart attack. So if you were going for a PR blitz, it definitely works.
Sometimes they give you little things like that. That's fun. So we just got an accolade as well for achieving a certain number of seasonal PR stunts. So that's nice. I have been kind of going for some accolades in the background. They're like your Hall of Fame points. After you complete all of the main storyline beats, you get you get into the Hall of Fame, as it's known, and then you can earn accolades that give you star points. And that's just like a global leaderboard. So there is head-to-head races, but there's also just general kind of competitiveness, just to benchmark against other people. I think I'm like the top 1,000,000 players or something from around the world, which is nice. You forget that it keeps saying you're the top 100% of the leaderboard. That's for the individual things. That's because it's just comparing against friends. And I don't have any friends added in this, so... Cue sad violent noises. I'm just enjoying driving at the moment. This is actually quite a pleasant car to drive, honestly. I'm kind of enjoying this. It's actually doing pretty well. Topping out at like 191, it seems. We did only just get the race gearbox, so it's like race tuned, but it's just the standard gearbox, and that's just 6-speed, looks like. 8-speed would allow us to get a higher top speed, but we don't really need it. Okay, let's go back into here, and we were driving towards this speed trap. Do we drive the whole way there? Sure, why not? It's 10 kilometers away. That shouldn't take too long. It'll take a couple of minutes. We can't just jump around. But while it is fun jumping around, especially when time is limited, the whole point of the game is to drive. So, you know, we're going to cut the corner a little bit. I could see the GPS was leading me onto the road that's across here, so I'm just going to drive across here to get to it. Because why not? You can turn damage on. I usually just leave it as cosmetic. In fact, I think I just have it turned off entirely. I'm not too bothered about making it a simulation game. This is not a simulation game. If you want a simulation game, you play Assetto Corsa or Forza Motorsport. This is more like Need for Speed. There is also a really good soundtrack of real songs in the game, but I do have streamer mode turned on, so hopefully I won't get copyright hit with anything. And that means it'll largely be just funky remixes of the same sort of theme. That's alright, it's still good, some nice good drum and bass. Okay, this thing does not corner the greatest. Barely hit a Mr. Dog there, which is not great. You can't actually hit animals, don't worry. They'll somehow always miss the car, or just disappear probably. I mean, most of my problems with cornering is because I'm just not really braking before going into them. So, yeah, let's just go this way. It's wanting me to turn left. My marker is over here, so I'm going to go over here. This is how the driving in the game goes a lot of the time. Unless you're specifically doing road racing. There is also specific things called trailblazers where you are required to just drive across country. They are honestly the stupidest thing in the game. I really don't like doing them, but yeah, but they exist. Getting the stars on those is quite annoying. There's also this purple icon coming up. You find barns in the middle of the countryside, and they'll have bonus cars in them. And you can also send cars to other people. If you have a duplicate car that you want to get rid of, you can send it to just a random player. I actually have one that was sent to me that I need to go and pick up at some point. So we may as well do that actually and see what we got sent. It's usually not something very good, but that's fine. Oh, skill song. That's another thing that one of the houses unlocks, and that's the ability to have a skill song play where you get double modifier. It says double skill score. It's not technically that, it's just that the multiplier increases it twice the level, like it goes up to times 10 instead of times 5. Annoyingly though, it doesn't interact with the cars. Like some cars have unlocks that allow a multiplier to stack up to like times 8, but skill songs don't go times 16. It's a bit of a shame, to be honest. Okay, we are not going to get this speed trap first off, I doubt. Oh, you never know. Actually, 138, 140? I can't remember what I needed. 5k an hour more. Okay. That was pretty close. This is one, speed traps especially, more than zones, you can cheese by just getting a massive run up. Doesn't matter if you completely bin it before and afterwards. All you have to do is just get between those poles as fast as possible. What are we doing? Even worse. Fantastic. 135, yeah. That approach, not great. However, if we just come straight down the hill and not have to turn a corner before you reach it, that might be more productive. This is why we got the rally springs and stuff fitted. 155, there we go. It's gold, we got the objective. There we go. Perfect. Super wheel spin. Super wheel spins are great. Didn't do it. You have a very small window to press A when it pops up that you've achieved it. Otherwise it moves on to something else. That's alright. We'll just rack up this skill song bonus for now. I need to actually see what skills I can unlock for this car. I haven't actually looked. The skill points unlock every 50,000 points you get. I say points of a lot. I guess skill score, there we go. So they make the distinction. So every 50,000 skill score, you unlock a skill point that you can then apply towards a mastery skill. Some of them cost 1, some cost 3, some cost 5. Really expensive ones cost 10. And there's some very special ones that cost 25. And sometimes they're useful. They'll usually just be kind of feeding into the skill system itself. So you'll unlock something that means that drift skills will earn 10% more for that car while you're driving it. Or your combo can go higher, or it'll accrue faster, little things like that. It's quite good. Once the combo gets to times 10, you can just actually let it slide. That's it. If you crash, it goes away. So you're better off banking it once it gets to the maximum multiplier, because it can't go any higher. And then start again, and we just crash into a few things, build up, get some landscaping there. Might get some side swipe, which is worth a bit extra. We could try and get a drift past this car up here to get a lucky escape. See if we got one. No, unfortunately not. We are going completely the wrong direction now. I don't actually have anywhere specific to go now. That's the other thing. I was going to the barn to pick up the car I got sent, which I believe is behind me. So we'll do a U-turn now. Let's see if we get a 180 skill. Nope, we didn't do the 180 very well. And it times out after a few seconds. Hey, we just leveled up, so that's nice. Ignore that it says level 37. Once you get to level 200, it starts again. So I'm actually 237. Wheelspin. It's a very fast-paced sort of flitting between different things game. So we unlocked a car horn. That's the Doom Episode 1 Mission 1 thing. Cool. Got a lot of novelty car horns. Mine currently is much more fun. So I believe that the barn, I'm just navigating from memory, I believe the barn to unlock is over this direction. I can just see it coming in to view on my minimap actually. The minimap, unfortunately, you cannot fix. I really wish I could fix it northward and have it so it was top down and not isometric. There are definitely some quality of life improvements I wish there was in the game. I don't believe it's an option. I have looked, but not for a long time. Wouldn't surprise me if there's something else for it. I don't know if there's a modding scene at all. I suspect not, given that it's a multiplayer game, so mods are probably banned. Even cosmetic ones, likely. Don't worry about the cornfields and stuff, they'll be fine. Or the shed, don't worry. Everything repairs after you drive away and then come back. There you go, another 87,000 skill. Let's actually take a look at these perks. So the mastery perk, so the basic one for every car is always you just get XP. It just gives you more towards your next level to unlock the next wheelspin. Increase in event finish XP, so any event that we finish with this car gets increased. Extra money, I mean that's kind of good as a bit of a refund, right? 15% more skill score from combo skills, that's kind of nice because things like sideswipe and stuff all count as combos, and then we've got sideswipe as an extra increase, that's nice. And then Forzathon points. Only 5 of them, but hey, why not? And let's just do those because then they'll feed back into accruing skills even faster. So that's kind of fun. And, I mean, after we unlock this car, we'll probably never drive that Volvo again. You do get XP for every point you spend as well. Everything feeds into everything else. Wow, it's a very self-sustaining sort of flow to the game.
Horizon, isn't it? Shall we send a thank you?
A lot of good voice acting. It's like a lot of the lines are all voice acted. Your character actually gets a voice, which is nice. Thank you for the car. I'll look after it. Nissan Silvia K. I think I've already got one of those. It's probably a pretty common duplicate, and that's why it got sent. That's fine. Actually, you know what? I haven't sent any cars for a while, but we can just take a look and see what we've got. We can filter and go duplicates. We have an extra caterer, in fact. We could send something useful to someone. Honda Civic. We've upgraded one and we've got a stock one. Same with a few of them. Okay, so that one wasn't a duplicate. Must have been thinking of something else. It's all good. And let's send someone a caterer, why not? So you can go anyone, new players, returning players, new Hall of Fame members, or community contributors. We'll just go new players. Someone can just get Welcome Horizon. There you go. Player name, gamer tag. I can't remember what that will be. There you go. Remove from your garage. Yes. I will not say don't show this again, just in case, you know. You don't want to accidentally do something. There you go. I'll just do the one for now. I've got a few duplicates though, so I don't mind giving those away. I'm not going to use them for anything else. It can be useful to kind of keep 2 different tunes of the same car, I guess. But that seems a bit extreme. So what else have we got? We're 7 points towards, we're at 20 points we get an Aston Martin Valkyrie. Now, I can't help but feel sometimes that I've got these a little bit backwards. So at 20 points, we get an Aston Martin Valkyrie. At 40 points, we get a Renault Megane. Wow. Shouldn't that be the other way around? I feel the legendary car should be harder to get. Just a thought. Okay, so then we've got some daily challenges here. A weekly challenge, so we need to own and drive a very specific car, 2009 Ferrari 458 Italia. Interesting, we'll see whether we've got that next. Paint the body of any Lamborghini and equip racing gloves in the character customizer. I'm fairly sure I have some already equipped, but we can equip some new ones. Super wheel spins, let's see what we get. It's a very, yeah, hyperactive game, just jumping between focus to focus. It can be very confusing. But you can also just tunnel in, so long as you remain focused. You've just got to really... Oh, car already owned, that's fine. Oh, you can immediately say send it as a gift. Sure, send it as a gift. New players. Give you an amazing start. Gamer tag, there you go. Excellent. Wish you continue? Yes, I do. That's fine. I wish you couldn't get duplicates from the wheel spins, honestly. It's kind of annoying. 4,000 credits, wow. But Lamborghini, hey! We had a thing that required a Lamborghini, right? Everyone remember from the season view? We needed to paint the body, I believe, of a Lamborghini. And we just got a new Lamborghini. So we need to do that. Crunch. And let's actually cut across country because we can go past some of the ruins that are around. Like I said, this is set in a simulacrum of Mexico. We have a big volcano on the horizon up there. Horizon. And we've got a bunch of these Aztec ruins around the place, which is kind of fun. That was a star. I don't know what that was for, but okay. Is that something special? I don't recognize that. Is that something secret? La Casa Solariega. This is the house that I've chosen as my main residence because it's pretty central and it's not far from the main motorway. And a lot of skills, daily challenges involve doing things like speed skills and stuff. So designs and paints, paint a car. And then we needed to do the body, I think. So paint body, paint it black. Could write a song about that. No, we don't actually care about saving it. Just go back, save to current car. You can save them to your library. You can also then share them publicly. Other people can download them. You can browse other people's designs. It's good fun. Okay, and then we go back out of that. And that should have unlocked some points. We drive a little bit away, allow it to come up, down the bottom. Oh, hey, skill points. I mean, we can get the bonus XP, right? There you go. Wrecking Ball. Interesting. 10 Forzathon points for a single skill point. The other one, it was 3 for 5 of them. I don't understand this game sometimes. So we need to break some stuff. There is a certain, like, duplicate protection. You generally have to, like, chuck in a drift skill between wreckage skills. Otherwise, it won't give you just an infinite wreckage chain. You generally have to mix it up and actually get some decent combos going. Which is fine, because it's usually really easy to drift a car. And you want to hit things sideways anyway in order to get a sideswipe skill. You can see I get the sideswipe, gives me 1,000 points rather than the wreckage of just 100. The landscaping is when you destroy specific things like fences. So there we go. That one didn't count because I didn't combo it with anything. Okay, we'll bank that. That should be enough to go up the next level. In fact, that's a whole extra level point. We almost got 2 out of that. Yep, very close to getting 2. Okay, enter house. I think I can do car mastery stuff from in the house as well. We've now got dirt all over the car. And the wheels are still spinning for some reason. Oh, we can't do mastery, never mind, unless it's in here. Car mastery, there we go. while I think of it, let's just grab that. Why not? Not worth going towards 15,000 credits. That's a lot of points to have to sink into what's not a great car. Anyway, my festival, customized character. You can probably figure out the inspiration for my character look. I'm very unoriginal. Hands, there we go. So, racing gloves. Oh, whoops. There we go. Equip. And equip. I prefer the coloured ones. Can't even remember where I got these from. I think that might be an accolade reward. And that should have unlocked that.